So today I'm gonna start on doing some electrical work. Made this little aluminum panel. It's gonna mount up on the inside of the firewall. And I got it little vibration mounts on there and everything. So all my my MSD box will go there. I got a spot for my relays. My fuse box will go right there. And then the main cable from the Holley Terminator will run up here, and then there's like I think a big relay for the fuel pump, and then there's another little fuse thingy that'll go on here, and this should leave me some room for some other stuff. And then this is going to be a ignition switched on. You know, I have to have ignition switched on for this. I have to have ignition switched on for the Holley, and I'll run a relay to power that. So the ignition switched on doesn't have to, power everything. It just has to control the relay. So with all these additional little items that I add to the car, like the last setup I had all kinds of. So I had so many different. Different units on this thing, all needed ignition switch on. So I had that little boost control, MSD boost control box. I had this box. I had, what else I had? I had a whole bunch of stuff, it seemed like. Oh, my AFR meter, and water meth controller. So, I had a whole bunch of stuff. So this will help get it all on one spot. So the next thing I'm going to do, really, the problem is I don't really know what I need. So I knew I need some relays, so I got drilled holes for like 5 of them in there. And once I start wiring this thing up and getting everything in, then I'll know a little bit more. And hopefully there's a little bit extra room on here for future stuff if I need it. And that's my plan. Now I already got the wiring harness through the firewall. I kind of got ahead of myself. I should have maybe videoed it. You can see right there, I drilled a 2-inch diameter hole through there with a hole saw. And that was just enough to get some of that, the big harnesses on the end through there. And then I got this seal, which will cover that up, and a little hole in the middle will keep the wire loom from touching the sharp edges of the firewall, the sheet metal. So it looks like I'm gonna have plenty of length and everything. I was thinking about shoving just a little bit back further in there. This one's for fuel injectors. That one's for my ignition, so maybe I can get it up into maybe, a little bit tight. Whoop. Maybe I can get it up into a little bit tighter in there like that. And that would be just about right, I think. And if not, I could just pull it back out just a little bit. So I think that's going to work good. You can see that we're on the inside now. Comes through there. I see I got my panel all in there. I don't know if you can really see it good. That turned out alright. And then I made another little panel, little aluminum panel to put the Terminator on. Got little vibe mounts on it. And that'll sit right there. Hopefully. I gotta see how all this is gonna route in here. Problem is when you're buying a universal harness, you got a lot of extra length. Some stuff you don't really need, but that's what you do when you're an amateur like me. Not like one of them guys I watch on YouTube that make their whole wiring harness and measure it all out on the bench. And yeah, well, I'm not that. So this is the finished product. MSD box here, all magnetic switched ons, 2 relays. This is for my inputs and outputs from the Terminator. First for inputs, the next for outputs. This is just a common ground. So I have a ground wire running to the battery, and then on the other side I ran it to the block. And then these are just my fused terminal block, where, you know, from the fuse block that'll run whatever I need to run. That's from the Terminator, and that's an inline fuse for the Terminator. So I got it all run up nice. And then I got into this harness that runs down, and it runs underneath the sill plate. It goes all the way across. This little wrap for it. Go to the back. Then I got, oh, hold on a second, let me get a light. So now that I got a light, I got the back all done. I got my circuit breakers up there. This is for the main power to that fuse block. One of these is for the fuel pump, and the other one, I think it's this one, goes up to the front for a vacuum pump that I have, that I've never had all the way hooked up. So I'm kind of anxious to see how that goes. Got it all up here. I did this little neat trick with the battery. All these electronic components are supposed to be connected directly to the battery. And I was originally for cable ends that had multiple, you know, where you hook your cable up on. And I couldn't find nothing, but then I found side post mounts, you know, this battery can go top post or side mount. So I found these. I thought, boy, that'd be an excellent little thing. So I just drilled some holes through my battery box, ran them in, and so all my grounds will go there. Or these are all my hot wires. Then all my grounds will go over here. And then I got a circuit breaker go from the alternator, you know, to the battery. So if that grounds out somewhere, that should pop. It won't cause a huge electrical flare to the battery or whatever. Probably take out the alternator, but that'll be cheap in comparison to a fire. So yeah, I'm about, I'd say, most of the way complete. This one right here, this is the line that goes to that vacuum pump. I just gotta tuck it in there and put the kick panel back on. So, and then I ran for my tachometer, that big boy up there, and my little oil pressure gauge. I ran the lights for that up to a switch up here. So if I ever want to just turn them off, I can just turn them off or on, actually, either one. And then go to the front. All I have to do is hook up these 4 wires. One goes to the fan, one goes to my harness, to the goes down to the coil, I mean the distributor. And then I have these 2 that just go to the coil. I would have done that already, but I don't have a coil mount for this new coil. I have to make a little bracket that bolts it onto the firewall. So other than that, I'm pretty much done. All I gotta do is put my other distributor in, hook up all this. These will be easy to hook up, self-explanatory once you get the, you know, the throttle body in and everything. And I have to hook a sensor up down to the coolant, and that should be pretty much it. Fuel injectors and, you know, just everything up to the top. The only thing I have to do is come up with a I have to replumb the fuel lines a little bit. I got my intake ready to go get welded. I'm not going to do it this time. I made this little, what do you call it? Well, I hate filming videos. Every time I go to talk, it's like I draw a blank at everything, you know. Oh, I made a little fixture so it's easier to weld, keep them all straight. And then I'll do this sometime this week. I got them. This was mocking it up. This will be my fuel rail. Go in there, something like that. Cut it off, you know, an equal amount on each side. So all I got to do is drill the bottom for the fuel injectors, and then make a drill from the side, make a bracket that goes down. There's a hole or something down the intake behind there, right there, to hold the fuel rail in. And then I should be ready to fire this baby up. Oh, no, not yet. I forgot. I also gotta upgrade the fuel pump. So I got that bad boy, because the other one is not going to supply enough pressure to run fuel injection, or probably well, I probably would the volume, but not enough pressure, because I was running a carb before. So hopefully, maybe on the next video, go over installing some of the, you know, electrical, sensors onto the intake, throttle body and all that, and fuel pressure, transducer, and installing the fuel pump. So until then, see ya.